Hello, hello, hello. We are on and we are excited, guys. We've had a little technical stuff already, so kind of bear with us.
Because
Hel-
I don't know what I'm doing.
yeah, we're blind leading the blind today, so just kind of, bear with us a little bit. Let me put my other computer on mute. Yeah, expert, I did get, thank you, expert, for coming in. I did get the computer you recommended. I don't know how to work it yet. So we're gonna go on. Looks like we have John D. Thank you and welcome. Allegra, hey guys. Volstorm, hello, hello, and welcome. And R1802, ready. Thank you. Hey, Texas Jen. Hey, John D. Yeah, I started to skip this, but then so many people were like, go ahead and do it because of, I was thinking about the football game because I watched so much football. I knew it was Super Bowl. I didn't. But I decided to go ahead. Hey, expert. Hey, thank you. You're sweet. All right, we're gonna get started. Scott is supposed to be here. Scott Cardinal here in a little bit. Hey, Melissa Jane. Very, very glad to see
I
you.
met him, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm. We may have some guests wander in here in a minute, so hopefully we will. All right, let's give it just a second. Um, yeah. So I think we're good. All right, guys. I am super, super excited and honored. As you guys know, I have um been doing this a couple months now, and I love having guests, but I really love having this guest. She is Grandma After Dark. She has two channels actually. One is Grandma's House, which is in the description, and you can link over there. Hey, Instant Karma, hello, how are you? Glad to see you. The other channel is Grandma After Dark. So I am going to give a
Well,
disclosure
tell
right
me
off.
more.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a disclosure right off the bat. Hey, Halo Mouse. Hi. This is gonna get a little interesting. So we are gonna talk about the main channel, Grandma's House, and we're gonna talk about Grandma After Dark. But as I said, this is not your grandma's show. So we might be talking about some things that are all in good fun. Nothing that should upset anybody, but it is going to be an adult theme. So if you have little ones, you might not want them to be in earshot, or you may want to put in earphones when we get to that section. But I will let you know when we get there. So yeah, I did change my hair around a little bit. It wasn't really supposed to have purple in it, but that's just kind of what it did. So we're gonna go with it.
Good.
Yeah, it wasn't supposed to be purple. It's supposed to be gold, but that's okay. Yes, and then Grandma's House Fun. Yep.
Yes.
Thank you, Allegra, for putting that in there.
Yes.
Guys, as far as Sandra Ramirez, hello. As far as the comments, have fun. Want you to have fun. Mods, let people have fun, but don't be mean to anybody. So, in other words,
No.
have a lot of fun. Just don't be a jerk, because if you're a jerk, we're gonna make you be quiet for a little while.
And
So
if I say anything, please.
I
I
will. Yeah, no, just
I
don't want anyone.
and I said stuff
You're
the
fun.
other night, and I was like, I hope people know I say things because
Yeah, yeah.
I don't I don't think of it being offensive.
I
You
don't either. We
you
just
can call
sometimes
me whatever you want.
the last little bit we've had a couple people get kind of mean with each other in the chat, and we
No,
don't do that.
no,
So
so good.
hey Lori M, hey you guys. Welcome. Great Dane Mom 2015. After my own heart, Great Danes and boxers are definitely related. These streams don't work so well. Little bitty ears. Be kind and wise minded. Much respect. Thank you. Yes, they're not. So, one other announcement. As you guys know, we do the Friday night. Um, we keep calling it different things, but the Friday night look back with Scott Cardinal. Scott got 23 copyright claims on that. We were doing a little experiment there. They are fair use. We could fight them, but we decided not to. So the next episode of that, you can be mean, expert, to me all you want to. Um, only if it's in a good way. But we will have that on Rumble next week on my channel. I'll send some stuff in. So, yeah, Instant Karma. I don't. He's decided not to fight it. It's not a big deal. We just wanted to see. We talked over the whole thing. It was 100% fair use, all the things, right? But we know how YouTube can kind of get to. All right. Donna T, yeah, 23. And that's the last I knew. That's when I talked to him yesterday. We had 23 copyright. So, Grandma After Dark, we do an 80s type show,
Oh,
and we do clips of different songs, and we stay in the seconds and all that. Does he owe money? No. No, no, no. We just put it on Rumble. You will not be able to find that one on YouTube anywhere because we just put it over. So no, it's not that bad. Nope. His channel's not in jeopardy. None of that. We've just decided kind of not to take that chance again. It was fun. We're gonna leave it. So we're gonna go back to the show for tonight. I am super, super excited. We have got grandma, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself and talk about her first channel, which
this
is
was
Grandma's
an
House,
ASMR
which is
cloud
awesome.
nine
So,
full
grandma, I'm gonna
of
let you go.
videos.
I think we're playing something. There we go.
Well, I was trying to multitask, and I don't know why I'm crossing over because I
You're
don't
fun.
have a clue what I'm doing. So my main channel is Grandma's House. I've been doing that channel for about 6 years. I have over 60,000 subscribers, but I will say, like I preach, subscribers are not the main thing. I have 26 million, over 26 million views. That's your thing. And 96, I thought it was even less than that, but 96% of my views are not subscribers. So, yes, subscribing is great. Once you get 1,000, it's nothing until you get 100,000, and that is
Right.
a big
Right.
gap. So when I hit 100,000, I will be happy, I'll be proud, and yay, I'll get a plaque, but the plaque doesn't pay my bills, those views do.
Right.
So, I read books online for children. I'm very proud to say that schools, thank you, schools use my books. I just today, right before I came in here to do this stream, I had a Valentine's Day party in my driveway for my neighbors and well, the kids in the neighborhood. And they were telling me about how their librarian had it on in their class, in their library, had me on, and they're like, "Oh, it's Grandma's house," and they're so happy to say that they know me. The teachers use my channel,
Yeah.
and that to me is just that makes me so happy.
So
So
what gave you the idea to start that channel? What how did that come about?
a bet with my children when
Okay.
YouTube was first starting. Um, Nobody really. I mean, it was vloggers. That's pretty much all it was.
Pretty much, yeah, vloggers.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was what was getting big. Some people would put some stuff on there to learn how to do stuff, but mainly it was the vloggers. Yeah, grandma in the library.
Grandma in the library, yeah.
After dark. I
And
just
not after dark.
regular
Different library. We're talking about a different library expert. Hang on.
so anyway, so I told my children, I was like, y'all should do this. But they had, the young girls would do fashion and makeup, and boys would do sports and stuff, and um, pretty much I was like, "Y'all," my son is a big gamer. I told him he
Yes.
needed to do the gaming thing, and so I told him, I was like, "Y'all ought to do that. You have all these followers and everything." And of course, that's when I thought it was all about followers. And so
Right.
I
Right.
thought everything, y'all should do this. No, you can't make money. I was like, yes, you can. And then my nephews, they're big into making their little movies and stuff. And I'm like, put them on YouTube. Nobody believed me, and so I was like, they kept saying, "You can't make money," and I said, "I'll prove it. I'll show you."
John D just said a bet is usually the step towards fun times.
Yes, I never in my wildest dreams thought that me trying to convince my children, because I'm the opposite. Most parents don't want their kids on social media. And I was trying to get them to do it because I was like thinking, I'm a single mom. Hey, if y'all can make a couple of bucks doing some stuff y'all already do, that helps me.
Yeah. 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 So what did your sons what did they say when you actually started doing it and started doing well, and did they
Well,
learn finally not to do a bet with you?
well, no, you would think, but no.
You would think.
Right. No, my son, I still tell him, you should you should still put a camera on your stream. And
Yes.
he still won't do it. He's like, "Well, I'm not funny, mom," and I was like, "He is funny. He's just dry.
He
He's
just doesn't he has a dry sense of humor.
dry sense of humor, and he's a quiet, shy person, unlike his mother, you know." And so he's like, "I don't know what to say," and I was like, "Look, you don't even have to say anything. You can just like play,
Just play the
and
game.
people watch you. I mean, come on, Minecraft,
Yeah.
please." Minecraft is huge, and if people can watch Minecraft and just watch you, hack away at some pixel stuff, So I told him to do it. He didn't. He's still not doing it. My daughter is like, okay. So now my daughter's like, oh, mom, you need to do TikTok. She told me to do TikTok before TikTok when it first came out. I was like,
Before TikTok was a real big thing.
yeah, I was like, I'm not doing that. And plus, it wouldn't help grandma's house. And that's all I was doing at the
Yeah.
time. But no,
I go back and forth on TikTok. Every blue moon I'll put something on there, but
I don't watch it.
it's more of a hot mess than anything else to me.
Uh,
Just one of my granddaughters actually, like her parents will let her on TikTok, but not YouTube. I'm like, you kind of got that backwards
yeah.
because TikTok is a little bit, I don't know.
I
I
I
don't know.
I don't like TikTok. I don't trust there's not I mean, as much as we complain about the controls of YouTube, there's still, oh, you like my
There, after dark, we have that same decor flag hanging in the dining room with us.
my neighbor made it. It's out of pallets. It's made out of pallets.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he made me a cross, that I put on my door that's a flag. That's a cro I love it. Um,
Clumsy Clairvoyant gifted a membership. Thank
thank
you.
you.
And Erin Morgan received that membership. Yeah, this is the first time I've been doing dual screens too, so I'll glance over kind of
Yeah, I
bear
was
with
trying to
me.
multitask. I'm like, "Oh, that's
I
a little."
feel like I'm trying to learn how to drive a stick shift again. Like I kind of have an automatic down, but now I'm kind of trying to do some more things, and it's just it's interesting. So guys, I appreciate that's part of why I stream on Sundays because I have a group, a community that I'm friends with, and I'm like, this is a little bit easier night for me to kind of tiptoe in versus slam in. Kind of like you said earlier, you want to learn stuff first. Um,
Yeah,
plus, I don't want to overload.
when I did the books, I didn't know what to do. I just kinda had to try this and try that. I tried puzzles. I did
Yeah,
magic cloths. I did a little bit of the vlogging with my niece, and we just kinda did random things, and then I did the books, and that's what stuck, and I was like, "Oh, alright, I found it." So that's why I did that. Then now I've got about 500 books on there. They're set
I saw that.
forever, and so I haven't posted. I don't post that much on there now, and now since that kind of hangs on its own, I wanted to get into something else. So I found ASMR, which I knew
Hmm.
nothing about. So my daughter is helping me with that because
So
she
those who don't know what ASMR is, because I do, but I had to tell somebody today. So what is ASMR?
Okay, so ASMR is mostly sounds, and right here off the top of my mind, I can't even tell you what it stands for. It means stuff. So anyway, it's just quiet talking and
I like
sounds.
that.
Yeah, just sounds.
Static sounds.
Yes, it's
Yes.
mouth sounds and it's all quiet talking. Um, Everything's quiet and calm and soothing. A lot of people use it to sleep too.
Hmm.
A lot of people find it extremely relaxing. It's really good for anxiety and everything. And there's a growing number of people who are finding that it helps them relax and help with anxiety and sleeping and just keeping calm when you're studying. There's just so many things. My daughter has schizophrenia, and that helps with her
Hang
schizophrenia.
on for just a second. We've got a guest, and
Oh,
welcome
oh,
my friend when he
hey,
comes on, the
hey,
expert. So hello,
hello.
can you
Thought you
hear
were
us?
going, I thought you were
I
going to a
think I messed this up.
How did you mess? No, you're here.
Oh no, I got everything messed up. Anyway, no, I heard ASMR. and that was it.
And you're like, I heard ASMR, I'm coming on.
I sent you a message in Discord. Did you see that?
Yeah. So
Hang on a second,
ASMR
I've got a
stands for
lag.
autonomous sensory meridian response.
There you go.
Which there
That's it.
you go. Thank you, Diane. That's a 50-cent word, definitely.
Grandma,
Um,
grandma's brain.
yeah. Hey, Moose Maneuver, check out metal smelting ASMR. Leave the cat ears behind.
I'm not gonna have a character. I'm not gonna do any of that. I'm not gonna do any of the role playing thing. I did enough role playing in my past job. I'm not doing that. So I'm just gonna do sounds. I'm gonna read books. So I'm gonna read on my ASMR channel, which is ASMR Cloud 9, and
Okay.
on YouTube. I need to change it. Hold on, I was going to give you the link.
Okay.
Uh,
Instant Karma just asked what the last job was. We're going to talk about that in just a second.
we'll get
Um,
we'll get that in a minute
yeah, we'll get
Hey,
to that in just a minute.
because
can
that
I
goes
interrupt real quick, Tish?
Of
I just want
course.
to say that Grandma last week, what was it? Was no 9 days ago, the nine that show, Friday Night Live. She gave me a great idea, and so
on.
Yeah.
White Rabbit, my wife, I gave her an early Valentine's
Who's
gift,
awesome,
and
by
this
the
is what.
way.
So yeah, see, she made me some peanut butter cookies. I gave her some cookie sheets. You said that was a
Ooh.
way to a woman's heart.
I did not. I did not. Bad
Uh,
idea.
all right. For those of you who are on my channel and don't know the expert is amazing. I'm gonna let him introduce himself to you.
Oh, I'm
I can't
nothing.
remember how we met, but
Were
now
you
that I
on
think
Cool
about it,
Frogs?
probably.
Something like
Yeah,
that. I I'm sure I saw the name Tennessee,
probably.
and I was like,
Yeah.
Tish in Tennessee, how are you doing? Welcome. Love
So, expert,
Tish
you
from
want to
Tennessee.
tell
I'm
people
from
who?
Tennessee.
Yeah. Do you want to tell people who don't know you who you are?
Uh,
Because we've got a
I'm
couple
just
on
a
here.
goofy guy that's on the streams. I'm on the tubes. I'm actually I'm probably on every social media platform. I just realized,
Yeah.
but no, just stream daily. Have a good time. Don't do drama, and don't wear pants most of the time. I am wearing pants though. I want you to know this. I am
Just
wearing
today,
pants.
right? Just today
Well,
Sunday.
for grandma.
for
For
grandma.
grandma.
Oh, for grandma. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
You always have to wear pants for grandma.
Cancer
okay.
related.
Yeah. I think we figured
But
out.
we have a good time, and Tish is over on our channel all the time and hanging out, and we
Yep.
just have a good time.
I think we figured
Um,
out. Me and your wife are related somehow
oh,
too.
that's right, we did
So yeah,
the
yeah.
Bell
Figured
Witch.
Bell
paranormal.
Witch family.
Are
Yeah.
you a Bell Witch relative?
Yep. Yep. We
Yeah, the
are.
Bell
So
Witch.
we're related. But yeah, expert loves all things Tennessee, just like I do, because I live here. And in
Well,
fact,
I've lived
we'll
everywhere
talk
except
more about that
Chattanooga.
after your other stream. But yeah. So and we're excited. All right, this is where we're going to shift a little bit. So if you've got little kids in
I
the
keep
room,
hearing
you don't want little kids in the room. But if you do have little kids, I would say
That mean
elementary
me?
school and younger. No, we're not talking about you.
Oh,
Um, please check out Grandma's channel because Grandma's House channel because there's really awesome stuff. Super cute. They're gonna love it. We do want you to go to that channel because that channel is important to her. You can tell kids
that
are
pays
important
my
to her.
bills, please.
Yeah, that pays her bills. So I definitely, Lady Autumn said, I um, love
Tennessee.
Tennessee. John Base, hello, said Tish is a witch. Pedro Reigns. That's a long story. White Rabbit, awesome. She's adorable and awesome and keeps expert in line
She has to
sometimes.
wear her T-shirt she has about the Bell Witch. It is fabulous. It's oh, I forget what it says, but it has the picture of the farmhouse, and it's like
Hmm.
always haunted or something like that.
You're having issues.
You're having issues, but we can kind of, you're slow a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. Expert's frozen. Good job, Rabbit. There you go. We got him back.
The Bell Witch
So
did it.
please,
Yeah.
Allegra's right. Please put your earbuds in or your headset or just kick them out of the room. Dogs are okay. Little kids are probably not. Interesting to be connected to the Bell Witch. Yeah, I've got something up on my channel, not telling the whole connection, but about when I did go there because it was interesting. I ended up, grandma, in the cave getting a shower from somewhere, like looking like a whole bucket of water had been like completely dounced on me, and even the guide was like, "I don't know how that happened. I'm so sorry," but it was kind of funny.
Wow.
Um, Hope you're behaving at Volstorm. What's the experts channel? Allegra, if you can put that in there, that would be great. Insta Karma, can I count my hubby as a child? Um,
You might want him to hear it. You
you
might.
might want him to stick around. Yeah, my husband, I told him what it was about, and he said, I'm definitely going to listen tonight. He listens every night, but he's definitely going to listen. Vicky T, oh man, she's getting a brand new puppy,
Vic,
and she'll be back in a couple of hours. Yeah, dogs can hear. That's okay. So let's talk about your new adventures. Grandma After Dark.
yeah, so I was
And
gonna
tell me
just
how that came about.
do the ASMR. And that was the direction I was going. Being on in the experts chat and being with the grandma's house logo popping up, people were like, and here I come speaking the way I speak, and so it became Grandma After Dark because after dark it's different. I'm not like the people, the grandma that they just saw me out in my driveway having a party for all the kids in the neighborhood, with the rain.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
literally went and bought a tent just so that we could still
So
have
you
the
could still give it out. Oh, that's awesome.
party. So, so after dark, the grandma comes out that in my previous life before the YouTube channel happened. Actually, they kind of meshed and crossed over. So I had been working as I have had so many jobs. I was a single mom since my kids were 3 and 6, and they are now, oh Lord, 20, 24, 27. And then I adopted a young man, and he's autistic at the age of 28. He's 33 now.
Okay.
But, so I needed to pay the bills. Bojangles was not this dog was horrible. I hated it. I
Yeah,
love
she used to be a manager
food.
at Bojangles, which, if you're from the South,
What's a
Bojangles is basically
gum?
um, a little bit more Southern Kentucky Fried Chicken, if that makes sense. A
Yeah.
little bit
I
more spice
used
to
to
it.
like Popeyes. It's like
Yeah.
a Cajun style of chicken, spicy. So I was manager of that. I had a lot of other jobs too, but that was just bad. And I had an auction company, and the auctioneers, I was one of the guys, and they were like, "Oh, your voice." And so they told me I needed to do that. I was like, "Yeah, okay, right. What? Do
Do
voice?
what? You
Do
need to
what?
do that. You need to do it. And you're like, do
What?"
what? What do I need to do?
I needed to be a phone sex operator. I was like, "No, no, that's not gonna happen." But then the more they kept saying it, and I hated Bojangles, and I was like, "I'm just gonna look into it." So I got onto Google.
So they just kind of thought, oh, you need to, I mean, because if someone says, oh, you need to be a phone sex operator, I'm thinking, what are you talking about?
My voice, and because I've always been around men, oh, grandma.
Yep. Oh, grandma.
I My best friends in high school were male.
Yeah,
Growing
me
up,
too.
I've always been around male, so when they say stuff to me, I'm like, "Okay." I'm not affected, and
No,
so when
no.
they
Yeah.
were I mean, as an auctioneer, it's an old white man's
It's a
club.
boys'
It
club.
is
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
boys' club, and so I'm the only female around, and they're telling me all this stuff, and they're saying stuff, and I'm like, "Okay," and I had to hear all their stories and about all the women, and so
You hear more, you hear every little, they almost forget
they
that you're,
talk.
yeah, they forget and they just tell you everything. Yeah, exactly. I had the exact same thing. Haley Mouse, yes, phone
Yeah.
sex. So we're going to get into that just a little bit. Ballstoner said that Cajun biscuit, that Cajun filet biscuit never tasted so
That's
good.
some good stuff. But
Great Day Mom, they had a one open, Jingles open in Louisiana, and it closed. Yeah, we used to have one here, and then it closed, and then they came back.
yeah.
So your friends, welcome back, expert. We lost you for a minute there.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting ready to invest heavily in a whole new internet system here at the
We
house.
were having
So
internet problems the other day.
Well, so
yeah,
I was telling them earlier, I don't think you were on yet. I got the computer you advised me to get. I just don't know how to run it yet. So it's sitting over here for a second until I
I told you
figure
the
it
whole
out.
time. I said this is what I use. Do not. I'm an idiot. Do not take it as
You are not
advice.
an idiot. You are not an idiot. Instant Karma says WB sexy expert. John D said the expert is too young for this. Maybe.
Oh, he's learned a
He's
lot.
all right. He's learning as we go. So they tell you you need to be a
I'm
sex
just here for the
operator.
cookie
So what?
recipe.
Did they just Google that? Is that how they found it?
No. Well, I mean, they're guys. They knew about
They knew where it was. Okay.
no, I Googled it.
You Googled it. Okay.
I knew nothing. I knew what it was.
Well, sure, but I wouldn't know where to
Well,
start it if I
I didn't know.
had to start it, right? Like
So
everybody knows what it is, but how in the world do you
start that. How do you
how do you break into that industry, right?
I had no idea. So I like, Googled it and all of these different now this was
Yeah, Diane said it's her voice. Yeah, her voice is awesome. Yeah,
they,
absolutely.
the times were different. So I mean, it
Yes.
was the
Yes.
internet wasn't like it is now. We didn't have social media like now. It was just evolving where websites were starting to host things and cell phones, people still had landlines.
Instant Karma giving me great ideas for work.
There you go.
Yeah. Dinner Davy said that baby face is deceptive. Yeah. I will say
Sexpert.
this too, at that point being
Sexpert.
sexpert, the single mom thing wasn't easy, right? Because, you
No,
know,
hard, really
it's
hard.
very hard. It was very even. I'm guessing we're pretty close to the same age based on what we were talking about earlier. It wasn't. I started out as a single. I'm married now, but started out as a single mom. It wasn't easy. It's better than it was in say the '60s, early '70s, but it was still really hard.
Very hard.
So it's good to find something that you could work around your kids and do stuff. But so you Googled it and found a company, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I came across a bunch of different companies that did it. I shouldn't say bunch, a handful. And
Right.
most of them wanted you to have a landline and you had to work their hours and you needed to be online for certain amount of time. And I didn't want to do that. He's got his notepad.
Mm-hmm.
You
Are
know,
you gonna take some notes there, expert?
Well, I saw White Rabbit had a little notepad emoji on over here, and I was like,
Yep, get your
this is what everybody did the other night.
They're all
I didn't.
And the white rabbit is his lovely, amazing wife. For those who
My
don't know, so
assistant. My assistant. It's always the White Rabbit.
I think you're more her assistant than you realize because she's that awesome. But just saying,
Yeah, she is.
um, she's awesome. Yep,
She
yep.
truly is.
the other places I would be working for them and I wanted to work for myself. I wanted my own hours. I'm a mom first. And
Right,
that
right.
is the biggest thing. This was a way to pay the bills. And so I wanted to be able to go to all the swim meets. I wanted to be able to do all the things that I needed to do with my children first. And
Yeah.
this was allowing me to be able to do it. But I had to be able to be on my own. So I found a website that I could use my cell phone. Because all of these others were like privacy and you can't be on a cell phone. You have to have an all. And I'm like, I'm not installing a landline for this. I haven't had a landline in years. I'm not doing it now. So, so I just started with that website. I started with one character and I added and I added.
So tell me about the characters. So how do you come up with a character for that? I mean,
Watching a lot.
I'm thinking like, how do you go about crafting the character is probably
Okay,
a good way
well,
to put
my
it.
first character was a fetish character, and so
Okay.
with the fetishes, I could hear from the different guys. They would tell me whatever, they were into, and I learned, and so I started paying attention to what men what men were really liking. And so then I would go, okay, I'm getting a lot of this. So I would create a character and then just knowledge, just your basic knowledge. There are, there's so many fetishes, like there's the grandma, they got the gilf, and you've got
Mhm.
the lonely housewife, and you've got you've got Asian, and you have just there's so many different ones. So I would try and get
Hang on just a second. Allegra, can you take care of that, please? We've got somebody not behaving. So,
y'all
okay, go ahead.
Is it
be
me?
nice.
No, it's not you. It's something else.
So anyway, so I really wanted to be able to be there for
Mhm.
anybody who had anything. And that's the thing. A lot of people think that it's just a sex talk about. It's not. There were a lot of people who were just were lonely and wanted to talk, or had some
I'm
kind
so
of
lonely.
quirk. Are you so lonely? That's why you have a YouTube channel, because you're so lonely.
No,
So
but I can imagine that there's a lot of, especially thinking back then,
mhm,
there's a lot of people you didn't have you did have internet. We did have, some chat rooms, some things like that, but in general, if you were isolated in any particular way, I mean, it was hard to connect with other people,
very
especially if you couldn't get out or you weren't very social to start with, or
right.
yeah, Allegra, thank you for that. We had somebody misspelling out words can't that have no place anywhere on the planet. So we're going to watch for that person to come back in, and then we're going to block them as soon as I figure out.
Yeah, y'all be nice.
Yeah,
If I can be nice, y'all can be
yeah, yeah.
nice. So, and I know I never want to offend anybody. I learned a lot on listening to people, and other people have different ideas of things. And because of me being around all different people, and hearing everything, I don't judge. I don't care. I don't
No,
what your fetish is, what your fantasy is, what turns you on, what you don't like, what you do like. I don't care. I have heard it all. I've heard it all. And if you like rolling around in some trash bags like we talked about the other night,
I
go
forgot about that.
for it, man. Get your girl to roll around in some trash bag clothes.
so you've got your company that you can work for yourself with. You've got your character. So how does the rest of it? And I know, expert, this is going to bore you because you already know it, but it'll be okay. How does
Nothing
that?
bores me.
How does it? So how do you go from, you've got a character, you've got a company, right? So how do you go from the setup and the marketing piece of it? Does the company do that? Do you do that? So I'm assuming pictures bring people into the.
Mhm.
Okay, so tell me how that works.
So what I found was a website that actually hosts everything. So I didn't work for them. They just took a cut. So they handled everything. I bought pictures, so nobody saw me. Nobody knew who I was or anything. My phone number. I didn't know them. It was all anonymous. They would go to the website, find the people that, or whatever character or person that they wanted to talk to. They would click on that person, and it would take them to the that person's page.
Okay.
You can buy pictures if you want. You can talk to them. Now you can send text messages and stuff like that. When I was doing it, you couldn't do any of that. But so the
So
call,
you felt completely safe doing it because there was no information that they had on you.
no,
Okay.
they all know anything that I don't. If I don't tell them, they're not going to know. And I, being a mom, didn't tell them anything. They didn't know my real life.
Right,
Know
right.
anything. They didn't know where I lived. They didn't know that I had children because they thought I was all these other, characters. So you just go to the site. The caller would go to the site, find the character person that they want to talk to, click on that. It takes them. They can click on the call. There's a little phone thing. You click on call, and then it takes their phone, connects their phone to the service. They type in their credit card number, purchase how many ever minutes they want, and then it connects to me or whoever it is that they're calling. So then
Okay.
I pick up my phone because it rings my phone. So they're on hold. The company is now connecting to me. I pick up my phone, I click one or whatever. I hear, you know, you have a caller for, and it says the character's name. And so that's the only way I knew who they were talking to. And we had a lot of learning the other night.
Yeah, Miami Spice is here. I
Cumin.
learned tonight that cumin is in Miami Spice. That's pretty cool. So
Yes.
it took them a little bit. Instant Karma. I've started some other comments I am going to read, but Instant Karma said it took them a while to get to you, is what it sounds like.
It did when you first start. When you first starting, you put in your credit card number. But if you buy, if you bought, you know,
A package?
3-hour package, like a 3 hours of minutes or whatever. It
Yes.
had packages so that you would buy X number of minutes for whatever dollars or whatever, and then if you didn't use all that money up, the next time you call, you just call and you put in your little code, and it takes you straight over. So there is some wait time for them to get to me, because I've got to answer the phone and then I've got to
Right.
connect, and I could choose not to connect, and then they'd have to go find somebody else because there were times where I was busy doing something and wasn't able to answer the phone because mom was first. So,
Yeah.
and then I also chose whether to turn my line on or turn my line off. So if you went to that website, you could see that my phone was on or off. And then they also had recordings. So I would do recordings, and you could go on there and you could buy that recording and you could listen to that recording. And, I would have like a 15-minute, recording on there. It wasn't a live thing. You weren't actually being able to talk to me, but I would tell stories or whatever, and they could listen to that if they didn't
So
want.
that if you weren't on live, they would have something where they could hear your voice,
Right.
and then they could.
They also had pictures. I would have like packages of pictures. Like we were talking about feet the other day. You could have like a package of feet where you just have me in sandals, or, might get my toes done or whatever. Of course, now that's not me actually having mine done. Um, there were models. There's thousands and thousands of models out there that have their pictures made, and they sell them, and they get paid for their pictures. And then I would buy those pictures, and I would have the rights to use those pictures. I would have the license to use those pictures. And so that's how I had all these different characters. And
So
I started with one and ended up with 16.
16. So
16.
how do you? I can't imagine. I do good to keep up with myself and what I said yesterday. How in the world do you keep up with 16 different characters?
Everybody had a story. It's just like friends. They're like friends. You have 16 friends. And so I would just tell the friend, the stories of the friends. But every character had a backstory. They had a life. They had, their friends, their family, their school, their car, everything. And I always said the same thing over and over and over again. That way I wouldn't get confused. I wouldn't say anything wrong. And if you called me a year down the road, because of course I want you to keep calling me,
Yeah.
you call me and I say something different, you go, "Oh, I don't think she's real. I'm an expert catfish. I will never break." And so
So
I was a professional catfish because the picture you saw was not me. And the story that I'm telling you is not me.
but do you think most of them probably knew that, or it's just the game, or both?
Some people on there are real, some people are not. And
Okay.
there were people who were using the same daggone pictures that I had bought.
And the same. All right, I'm gonna get a couple of comments before we lose them. Haley Mal said, "I'd do it if it was messaging. Don't know if I could do it over the phone."
Yeah, there were messages. People did messaging. Now they have texting is integrated into their system. Before we had to have like instant messenger type things where we would have to get payment through, and this was before Venmo and all that. You'd have
Yeah, and Cash App and
yeah. Now it's way easier. It was harder to do it.
Sandra Ramirez, my husband, just watched by and asked, "What in the world was I watching?" That's funny. Instant Karma, I did make you a mod. Thank you very much. LOL Sexpert.
Expert.
And I think she's talking to you, expert, when she says she'll give you notes. Diane, y'all are taking notes, so funny. And not into football, sexpert.
I'll
That's
sharpen my
sexpert.
pencil.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and then we got rid of him.
I'll sharpen my pencil.
Instant Karma, I've had hundreds of sex toy parties, so I get free sex toys. Yeah, I've been to those as well. I have a friend that does them, but she's just really careful to make sure there's no one under 18 around, because that can be pretty serious. Instant Karma, thank you for being a mod. Donna T is just like, wow. So, wow is a good word. The White Rabbit, who we love, has a question. So, Grandma, if someone wanted you specifically, how would they know you were taking calls?
Okay, so on the website, which expert pulled up the website the other day, but
I pulled it up too, but I'm not sure I can do it this early in the talk.
so anyway, you go to the website and there are little phones on the little avatar. It's not really an avatar; it's their picture. And
Yeah.
so it says on. It says I think it says on.
Okay.
I haven't been. I
Kind of
haven't
like with Discord when you go and you can see somebody in green when they're there.
knew
Okay.
they were on, and they would be higher up in the lineup too. So the
Okay.
were on like on chat and stuff. If they're on, they're up higher in the list, and then the ones that aren't were are dropped down.
Okay.
But have a special, if you had somebody that you talk to all the time, your favorites or whatever, you would actually be able to have them as a favorite, so you could just go directly to them.
So they got pro
Yes,
to get to you.
oh, she's not online. I'll wait. And
Yeah.
then, and a lot of times, a lot of people, I didn't do this, but a lot of people would have hours. I'm on from whatever to whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't do that because, like I said, I was mom first.
Well, with kids, I would think that would be really hard to commit to that. So, Texas Jen said I would have to have a spreadsheet to keep up with all the characters. So, were the characters people that you knew, or how did you who did you pull from? Was it just stories out of your head? How did that work?
Put it to things that you relate. I used names that I knew, friends that I knew.
The car is a good one.
The car. My friend had a car. So she had this Volkswagen Bug. And so I was like, it's odd, an old powder blue Volkswagen Bug.
I remember those.
Yes,
I had a Bug at one point.
my
Yep.
friend had that car. And I was like, I'm just going to say I have that car. And so I could think about that car that I rode around in with her, and I could describe it. I could say how it sounded because I knew I could draw.
Right.
that.
Right.
And so Heather, who was my fetish girl, she was a dog groomer. I had to say that because I had dogs and it was noises and stuff. And I was like, oh, I'm a dog.
Oh my God.
And
They
so
had to explain if the dog barked that you're a dog groomer. That is awesome.
so
Oh my gosh, that's so Tish.
Yeah, that is me. Because
She
I
has 4
can't.
bulldogs.
there you go.
I'm a dog groomer.
Boxers. But
So
yes.
you would go with that. You would
I said bulldogs. I'm sorry. At least I
That's
got the B.
okay. That's
You
okay.
would just go with boxers. I have a boxer. And
Yeah,
you can talk about the real name and everything because that's not anything that's going to bother. But if you had another character, you'd have to pull from your other boxer and make it, a
a
Great
different
Dane.
dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, a different or a Great Dane or something like
you
that.
would want to make it a different dog because then you're going to have the callers that call the different characters. Possibly. I did have one out of all of them. I had one guy and he called several different ones of me. And I was like, "Oh, I know this guy." So, it's a good thing that I have things separate. You don't want them to be too similar.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
And that's
Instant
my
Karma said, "You're more sexy at sexy expert." I'm
sexier.
sorry,
Who's
I can't
paying
help but
her?
laugh.
Who is paying her? Who is she in real life? This
I
is
don't know, but she's
that is not
definitely
that's Volstorm over there in a, different avatar trying to mess with me.
probably
That's
no,
Vol.
no,
You know
because
you don't see Diva here.
I don't. Well, no, I mean I've seen Instant Karma
Maybe
before.
wrong.
Donna T is just saying wow. So I think that's awesome. Or I'm a professional dog trainer.
Yes, you
I
can
can imagine that that would start some conversations. So they would come in, they would call
I'm
in,
a
and I'm
dog stylist.
a
style.
dog stylist. That
Yeah,
That's
like my doggy
Ballstorm
style.
says no, it's not Ballstorm. So
he
I don't
changed.
know.
He changed.
No, I've seen Instant Karma. We've been around for a while. So Instant Karma, we are so glad you're here. Yeah, Diva was here for a while, and Instant Karma's been around a long time. We're just teasing you. So they would call in, and would they usually get a yeah, I found Tish through Scott. Scott's awesome. So would they usually call in and get a group of time, or would they just call in and let them? I'm gonna say this, and it's probably awful, but I don't know another way to say it. Let the meter run, or I mean, how did that work exactly?
Different.
Different,
Yeah, sometimes, like we were talking about the other day, you get when you signed up, and for your first time, you got 3 minutes for free. So there were guys that didn't want to spend any money, and your 3 minutes could be any price. You got 3 free minutes, and so
right?
my high rate was, well, not my highest rate, but my regular rate was 2.99 a minute. So of course they're not gonna get the really cheaper operator. They were gonna get
No,
the higher one because they got
3
3 free minutes.
minutes for free.
Right.
White Rabbit gifted one membership. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate that. I can't highlight it because I'm with StreamYard, but yeah.
StreamYards.
So different people charge. How did you decide how much to charge?
When I first started, I didn't have anybody any followers. It was my first followers. I didn't have any followers. I was scared. I didn't know anything, and so
I can imagine.
I went
Yeah,
really low because I just needed experience. So I did 50 cents a minute. That's cheap. And so
yeah, yeah.
I got horrible calls. It was terrible. Oh, it was
How
terrible.
much
So
is
I
when
my
you
piggy
say
bank?
horrible,
I
define horrible.
mean. They were the things that they would say were just awful, awful mean, just hateful. And I would get so upset and so hurt. And then I had to go, wait a minute. They don't know who I
Yeah,
am.
this isn't about me.
I don't care. They're paying to say this. So I'm just going to take their money and listen. And so I had to get that thick skin and I had to learn. I had to listen to a lot of stuff that I was like, I didn't want to listen to it.
And
So
we've got a super chat. Thank you. Awesome stream, Tish, Grandma, and Sexpert. Yeah.
thank you, Insta Karma.
Thank you, Instant Karma. I have to laugh. I'm sorry. So did you take your prices up as you got more experience, I'm guessing, as it went?
So kind of like what I did with Grandma's house. As I got to
You build a sex empire the same way you're building your book
I
empire.
thought it's business. It's just business.
It's just all business, but
It's
it's still
all
funny.
business. So what I did was I was like, okay, when I get 50, when I hit 50 callers, I'm gonna bump up my price.
Right.
So I got to my 50. And then when I get to, 100, I'm going to bump up my price. And so as I got more callers
So
and
you had goals like you do with the regular business. If I get
business,
1,000 subs, right, or get 3,000 subs,
right.
or 5,000 subs,
And
yeah.
so I kept doing that. And so the more I got, the more money I could make. And I can't even tell you how many calls I've had. I did it for 9 years.
9 years.
9 years. And
Wow.
I
So
mean,
how many calls? I mean, when you say 9 years, how often did you work when you started versus say
I
9 years into it? Worked a lot.
worked a lot, yes, because um, I would turn on my phone, and just because my phone's on doesn't mean I'm going to
That
go.
you're on.
Yes, it doesn't. I mean, I would go to sleep with the phone on, and it would wake me up. I mean, I lived my day, and I just went through. I was saying the other day, I took calls in Walmart. When the
I
phone
love it. I love it.
rang.
I love it.
And I'm like, my kids are with me. My kids were older at that point. I told
So
them,
that's
you
when the kids were older, did they understand what you were doing exactly, or are they just kind of ignoring it?
no. Well, I mean, they
Okay.
knew what I did, and I said, look, I'm not doing this for real. I'm just talking on the phone. It's just like
It's just play.
it's like what you hear on television, you know? It's somebody talking. I'm not doing anything. I'm here in the house. I would say I'm going in the other room, and they would know. Turn up the TV.
And they turn the TV up if they don't want to hear mom.
Or
Tish, don't you imagine her like, like getting Thanksgiving together? It's like I have to go to Walmart. I'm buying a turkey. Like I'm getting like a
But I
15
can
pound.
imagine like holidays would be a big call time too, though.
I worked
She's
all
like,
holidays.
Yeah,
I want the big, heavy, fresh one in the
yeah.
back. You pick out your turkey.
And really
I
telling
mean,
the kid,
dude.
go get the turkey. It's like,
Gotta feel it. See how firm it.
Ballstorm said, ever take a call in the gardening section?
Oh, oh.
Were you in the gardening section? Did you make a phone
I
call?
don't know, but that's where I park. I always park in the gardening section.
He wants to know.
Have you ever taken a call in the gardening section?
Yeah. Gardening section would be really
And
good.
you know what I'm thinking too is half the time when you think somebody's like talking to a spouse or something, now I'm thinking, are they really talking to
You don't
a sex line? Haley Mouse, welcome to the membership. She got the gift that White Rabbit was kind enough to give. So thank you very much. Got a couple other comments. What was your highest rate that you ended up charging?
$50 a minute. No joke.
Look at expert. He's like $50 a minute.
You can ask me
So,
whatever.
question: did guys do this too, or was it mostly just women at the
No, that's
time?
not the right question. The right question is, what did you talk about for $50 a
We're
minute?
getting there. We're getting there.
No, we don't want to forget that one.
We're
I'm
not
ready to
gonna
go
forget that.
straight to it.
So, what did you talk about for $50 a minute? That's a good. That's a good question.
foreplay.
There's a fetish, and the fetish is literally making them pay for nothing.
Seriously,
Did y'all hear that?
Murder
how
yelling
does
at
that
you.
work?
She's on a lag.
Oh,
She just screamed out $50 an hour or minute.
a minute.
A minute, yeah.
So what I would do is, and this is a fetish. Okay, so they would call, and it could have gone higher. I don't know. So they would call, and I would talk to them, and I'd say, if you want to hear more, and I'd hang up and not finish the sentence, and they'd have to call back, and when they called back, I'd up my rate, and then
So they had to spend more money to get you on the phone again.
I would talk to them for a couple of seconds, and then I'd hang up. Now, as soon as it
I'm
connects,
sorry.
um,
That this is hilarious.
and I'd hang up the phone, and then they'd call back, and I'd go, "What do you want?" And they'd go, "But mistress," and I'd click, and they'd have to call back, and I would just go up and up and up and up, and
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, and then they would just keep calling back.
And they would just keep calling and calling. I'm sorry, I will get to some of the other comments, but I love Texas Jen, $50 make you holler.
Ah!
Oh, wow, that's
It
awesome.
went higher than that, but not often. Usually 50 was the but by the time they got to $50, they'd already paid a lot to get up to that. And
Yeah.
I can't even tell you how
So, like,
much
how long would they stay on the phone? Would they just do it as long as you would, or
until they were
tapped
done.
out till they
done.
were done?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
7 minutes.
7 minutes, yeah.
So,
Let's say 9 years. Wow, that's a long time to do anything. So, um, Haley Mouse said, in Walmart, love it. Yeah, that gives me
I,
a whole never different view of Walmart.
and I love her
Um,
avatar too. Look, she's there with
mhm.
a drink right there, just smiling. Says in Walmart. I love it.
Yes, absolutely. I love that idea. Donna T, I think this is in relation to your kid. Show and tell at school. So, was one of your avatars a teacher by chance?
I had I wasn't a teacher. I was always like the student going to
Uh,
see the teacher. I had several that were like the coach or the teacher or you know a lot of medical stuff like nurses and
and the yeah.
and
Ooh, look at that mulch. I don't know if it will protect my bush well enough. Dixon. Again, warning: if you have little children in the room, they need to leave. But
You read it. You didn't have to read it.
I love it. I love it.
That's awesome. And since experts on the floor, expert reminds me of Ty Pennington. I think that's a compliment at least.
Bye.
Um,
Okay.
the secrets have been told. I love this woman. Take my money from John D. Yeah.
Oh, the
Um,
secrets. I have lived a long life.
and that's it. Clumsy Clairvoyant said she is upping her prices, as she probably should, to be completely honest. So I love All Star too. Blue light special at Kmart takes on a whole new meaning. Some of you are too young to know what Kmart even is because it's not around anymore, but still,
Or the blue light special.
the
You see
blue light
blue light
special.
when you got to go to that wherever they are and see what's going on.
White Rabbit, I can't pay for it. What do I do? I
So
love that.
also when I had a special, and I did do specials, it was usually like $1.69 or $2.69. It was always 69 at the end.
Yeah, always. So when you would do the calls, I know that I'm guessing the name of the game was Keep Them on the Line, right?
I didn't care, but yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna hang
yeah.
up. They hang up first. I'm not gonna hang up.
Well, no, I wouldn't hang up either.
We had a forum that kind of like a Discord, but we had a forum that was just the flirts. That's what we were called, flirts, and it was just us, and we would talk about different things, and people were having issues with different callers, and of course, we would have some of the same callers. You go, oh yeah, I know him.
Mhm.
A lot of a lot of the women would have difficulties listening to people because of some of the things that they would say,
Yeah.
and girls would just say, well, just hang up on him, and I'm like, no,
You're like, "No, if he's done I mean, no."
just put the phone down. I,
Ball Storm, welcome to the membership. White Rabbit keeps giving membership. She's so sweet. Thank you very much. That's a good point though. Did you have any, or I'm assuming you had like other business owners that you talked to too? Were there ones you just wouldn't talk to, or would you talk to all of them, or
talk to anybody
um,
who calls
talk
me.
to anybody
Yeah,
that called?
because I mean, like I said, they're not going to offend me. I learned early on. I'm like, you know what? If they want to call and they're gonna spend their money, it's like going into a store, going into a restaurant, whatever. If they're gonna come in and they're gonna spend their money and they're gonna give their money to me, okay, I'll
Well,
listen.
but it's entertainment. I mean, it's obviously adult entertainment, but it's also entertainment. So I mean, it's not like they're not getting anything for what they're paying. It's actually something they're really people are really looking for, right? Is a connection with somebody. So, what were your favorite calls,
I
or
had
did it even matter?
no, I had my. I can't say calls, favorite calls, but
Or favorite
I had
roles, I guess.
men who called me that became regulars, which get you do I don't want to say bond with the person, but you become friends. Now they don't know who I am for real.
Right.
And I never break character ever.
I
Never.
like
How do
you.
you keep from breaking character though? Because sometimes I would think they would ask
299 a minute.
something. Well, yeah. Okay.
No, never because if you break character, I broke character one time early on. I told them that I was really. They're like, "This, you're really not," and I was like, "Okay." And I told them I never heard from that person again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after that, and that was like, I want to say I might have been doing it 2 weeks when I did that, and I was like, "Oh, okay, well, don't ever do that because he's not calling back now."
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
get that.
never, because they look at that picture and they think that's who it is, and that's who they're calling, and that's who, and the story that you're telling. So as soon as I tell them that, then they're like, "Oh, that's a lie." Okay, well,
Yeah, it kind of breaks. It's like Disney. It breaks the magic. That's
right,
why. Yeah, they
right.
have to stay in character the entire time, or the magic's
E-
broken.
Even when there are other
Disney
people,
characters are hot.
the princesses,
The princesses are what you're talking about,
I like that. I like that
or
Snow White.
Stitch?
Mickey Mouse,
Or Stitch. He's talking about Stitch.
Stitch is
So, yeah,
no,
yeah,
so there were other people who were using those same models, and I had one that this was so funny. They're like, this other person was using the same pictures, but now I bought all of them. I had everything that this person did because if I'm going to use this person, I'm
I was
using
gonna say to the same part. So, if you were going through the service, they could use the same pictures you had.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I bought the rights to the pictures of this model, but other somebody else could buy those pictures to the rights of that model too. And so I had this model. I named her Kelly, and somebody else had that model and she named her something else, but she only bought a couple of pictures and then she would just go on Google and just get random
Images.
images, and I had the actual ones. Now I did do some photoshopping where I would put like signs in her hand or whatever and write whatever I wanted
Yeah, like because I would think like something like you would want to put maybe the date or something so that they would know. Yeah.
I learned, and now whenever I see anything that is like a picture or whatever, I
Hmm.
look because I know what I did to make it look real.
Right.
I
Right.
know. You could look at that pic, you would never know that it is just typed because I would change the way it would the font looked. I would make it a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. I'd cut off so that each E doesn't look exactly the
Oh,
same. The T's are exactly in the same spot. Yeah, no.
Hmm.
I would go in and erase a little bit. I'd make one a little bit bigger. I'd make it so it looked different so that when they looked at it, it looked real because I want it. I want them to think it's real.
Again, it's the fantasy of it, right?
Yeah.
Let's see.
When I had
Uh,
when I had this
Allegra says breaking character equals mystery lost equals suddenly silent. A friend told me. Oh,
yes.
okay. Expert never breaks character either. I love that one. Hey, Wolf Kinder, I promise I didn't bring you on here just to get people to pick at you. It's a therapist client rapport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Um,
never want to I don't want to say betray, but they're
yeah.
they're trusting me with all this, fantasy knowledge, the things that they would never say to anybody else. And so I'm not going to break character and I'm going to be that person that they think I am
Yeah.
through through all of it.
I'm not sure what's going on with Divinity. I'll have to look at that a little bit later
she got
and
a
figure.
claim on our channel. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I'll definitely look at that
but
here in a little bit.
we'll be doing another one of those paranormal things.
Okay.
So
Oh,
Okay.
fun.
Photoshop the newspapers. Yeah, I
Hmm.
can imagine. And John D said, Grandma's After Dark has beautiful eyes. I am totally simping.
Oh, thank
does
That
he
was
though?
so sweet.
thank you.
So, When I was on Experts channel, and I come on and off sometimes, but when I was on, you were talking about. I know I can't stay on the entire time. Um, you were talking about sound effects.
Oh, yes.
So,
What?
how did you, besides just your voice, how did you do those?
Okay, I watched a lot of porn. Listen, and hear. So I watched a lot of porn to find out what
What
should
sex
be
sounded like?
what because I don't know.
Oh,
So I would listen and I'd go, okay, that's what it sounds like. I didn't care what they were doing. I had to hear what it sounded like. And then I had to
Red
think,
Shoe Diaries.
there you
Red Shoe Diaries, yeah. And then John D wants to turn his volume up.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Let me get closer to this. What? What?
go. So I would listen to the sounds and then I had to recreate them because I'm telling them that I'm doing these things and I am not. I am not doing this stuff. So, like, whenever they would say, "I want you to spank yourself or whatever." And so I'm like, okay. And so I would just take my wrist and I would just, so
just get your.
Now
uh,
hold on. Wait a second. Stop for a second there, Grandma.
mhm.
Everybody, close your eyes. Okay.
Close
Now,
your
Grandma,
eyes
do that. Do
and
that
just
this time. See who it
hear
sounds
it.
like to you.
You got to do it rhythmic. You got to have it.
I
So,
mean, seriously. Hey,
uh,
Divinity, I am so glad you're on. Yeah, we were getting kind of a little clued in. I will go and retweet. Geez, retweet in a
no,
little bit. So, Divinity, you've got a link if you want to pop in here. Um, let's see what else.
I had other things that I would use, like I had grandma's fantasy.
Grandma's, yeah,
I had blow pops, like a sucker,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
would just use this.
use those for some of the down. Oh
What
gosh,
happened when you got to the gum?
Oh, I had the Tootsie Roll Pops
Oh,
because I like the Tootsie Rolls.
did it take you 3 licks to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
No,
the
I
world will never know.
yeah, the world can make it last.
Hey, the
I
world
love
will
you,
never know.
Tish.
Hang
I
up.
love
I
you.
love you too. So Instant Karma has actually a good question. So did the calls ever turn you on, or is it just like
No, it's business.
business? Yeah,
Business.
that's kind of what I thought.
It's business.
Let's see.
Honestly, I could talk about anything to anybody. I would be half asleep and I would just be talking. I,
Instant Karma said never closes my eyes with eye candy on the panel. Expert, I think I need to have you on more because you're
Just call me.
definitely
I
giving a
don't do
balance
anything.
here. So yeah, she says, "I thank you, definitely." So so the sounds you would make. What about if because I heard, like I said the other night, a little bit more of it.
With the
Oh,
sounds?
Andrew Goodwin about sound. So what did you ever have to like elicit friends to help on
yes,
Oh,
the roles or anything like that?
yes,
oh,
yes. Okay, so several. And then I was talking about my Australian callers. So I had few quite a few times where they would want to hear me with somebody else. And it was normally they wanted what they would call a BBC. So they wanted
A
my
BBC.
black friend.
Okay.
And so I had a I had a really good black friend and I'd call him up and I'd go, Derek,
Okay, we just lost the expert for a second.
he's dying right now.
And I'm going to say thank you, Divinity. She gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, darling. I'm sorry you're having such a hard time, but we'll help you get out of it.
oh,
So expert,
Okay.
are
So
you okay?
you
Do
know
you need water? Are you? Can you breathe?
got some water. Thank you.
Okay.
I
Okay.
forgot.
keep
Just
hydrated.
saying.
So I would call him up and I would say one time the guy was like, I'll pay you extra. And I was like, what? He was like,
So if
I'll give you
you
150.
wanted to charge extra for something in the middle of a call, could you?
Hang up
So
and then
could you up the price then?
they'd have to call back.
They would have to call back. Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it.
But this one, I told him, I was like, I made him send it to PayPal. And I always told them that the name on the PayPal wasn't me; it was a friend, or they changed the name. The person that was helping me set it up put in her name. That wasn't me. I don't know who that is what I usually said.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, because that was before Venmo and all that stuff. So PayPal has your real name. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
anyway, I would call him up and I'd go, "Hey, where are you?" I'm in the car. And he was like, one time he was like, "I'm at the Tilted Kilt drinking beer with my friends." And I was like, "Okay, I'm on my way. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Meet me in the
And
parking
he had the
Wait,
best
I've been to
story at the
that
table
place.
going back into the tilted kilt, didn't he?
I don't
So,
know what he told his friends or if he told his friends. I don't know. I didn't care. All I know is I made $150 for 10 minutes.
I mean, seriously, 150 for 10 minutes. I think we're in the wrong business expert.
Yeah.
Um, experts, some of us like the lights on. And Allegra wants to know if you fell off the chair.
Yes.
I'm gonna have to just replace all this with a great big bean bag, so that way it just
So you have a soft place to land?
yeah, I'll just kind of be there. I'll have already fallen on the ground.
You need to get
You ladies do it to me.
one of those love sack chairs.
Yeah,
Love
definitely in the
sack.
wrong business. Yeah, love sack chairs. That's a good idea
You love sack chair.
and totally appropriate.
Yeah.
What's a love sack chair?
What's a love sack? It's a big beanbag type chair, but it's a little bit more
They're
than
They're very pricey.
yeah. They're not cheap, but they're awesome.
But 10
Um,
in 10 minutes with your black buddy friend, he can help you get one.
Yeah, I don't want to spend 10 minutes with my black buddy friend like that to get a chair.
Wolfganger is talking
I
about the
won't be able to
rolling
sit in it.
in the plastic grocery bags.
Oh, that's a good
What
one.
they were asking me what weird call was the other night, and that was out there. And then
Expert, I think you officially have a nickname now.
baby
So
love
like
Oh yeah.
so like Rob has Wood Daddy Stack. I think you have Baby Love Stack.
love sack, baby love sack, not the show.
Yeah.
I don't know
So
what it means, but that's okay.
yeah, we'll clue you in later.
Okay.
So the grocery bags?
Yeah. Okay. So I understand more now because of ASMR. At the time,
Right.
I had no
Right.
clue. Now I get it. Now I understand. It's the sound of the bag. That's what he liked. But at the time, I'm like, okay. Now he wanted me to take trash bags and make clothing out of it. And I'm like, no,
What?
okay. So I went into my kitchen and got a trash bag because I needed to make a sound. And so I got the trash bag and he's like, "Okay, now I want you to make an outfit and tell me what you're doing." And it's good. I do have a very creative mind, and that's a good
Well,
thing.
that's a good thing in this case, I would think. You would have to.
Yeah, so I was like, "Okay." He was like, "So tell me what you're doing." I'm like, "All right, I'm taking the trash bag and I'm cutting a hole in it for my neck and I'm cutting the shoulders and so I'm telling him I'm doing it. And I'm not doing it because okay, I am a single mom and I'm not messing up a
You're
trash
like, I'm not
money
yeah, I'm not gonna waste trash bags on this guy.
bag, but we will tell you. So I told him that I made
You
this.
guys,
Hmm?
did you get them at the Walmart that you did the
I was gonna say, do
shopping
it. They
at?
were in the Walmart shopping bags.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
Divinity.
awesome.
Hey, I
You
get Divinity
recycled them.
said I'm not messing up a trash bag
No,
because no,
no.
those cost money.
So then
Yep,
so then it
yep.
was like the string that's on, that tie. I was like, okay, I'm taking that tie and I'm making the waist, I'm tying it. Then I made a skirt. I'm like, okay, I'm taking another one and I'm cutting it and I'm making the skirt part. He was like, oh, that's hot, that's hot. And then I was like,
And
okay,
you're thinking this is okay.
yeah, he loved it. And I
The
was
Walmart Center crash bags are
like,
awesome.
we
Yeah,
had big long,
The big bags.
yes.
the big bags, the big bags. Yeah. Um.
So
Somebody said I had a dog that made a nest out of grocery bags, and the Lakers said Walmart run on garbage bags.
right now,
Right? They won't have any more garbage bags left.
after I made the outfit, I was like, okay, I made, what now? And he's like, I want you to lay down on the bed and roll around. I'm like, okay. So I just took the trash bag and I just like crumpled it up at the phone. Now that's ASMR. It's the sound.
Yeah, yeah, which we really hadn't heard much about back
That
then. I
so
sound
We need to
so
talk about it
I sound
tonight.
so old when I say back then, but yeah, we really didn't.
Back then was like 6 months ago in YouTube world.
It's true.
that's why I'm starting an ASMR channel because it goes.
Yeah, the Love Sack is a little old place where we can get together.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm
You
looking
know,
at it
there
right now.
is there is a Love Shack in Tennessee. There is a
Yeah,
adult
there
toy
is.
store called, you know what I'm talking about,
Oh
called
no,
Love.
which one's this one?
Yeah,
On the
it's
expert house.
it's it's near, if you're coming towards from Knoxville towards Nashville. It's right after you get past Cookville. It has a
Oh,
huge
it's
pink
yeah,
sign. You know what I'm
yeah, it's
talking
right there off
about?
the interstate.
That
Yeah,
thing's
it's
been
next
there
to
since
the.
I was.
There used to be
Yeah. Well, when I was
a
little,
Orco.
because I would hear that younger, I'd hear that song, and I would think that that was like a place you would buy cars. Didn't understand what it was, and
That is
always wanted to
awesome.
stop. And my dad would never stop, and I did not understand because I wanted to go see the cars.
There's an
But
Orco or Ortho vacuum
hmm
outlet right there next
there
to
was an
it.
orthovac, which is
Yeah, and
hilarious.
it's right
Right?
down the street from Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe I know about it a little too much.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Sounds like
I'm
expert
gonna
expert now
I'm
have
gonna, I'm
figured
gonna
out that
disappoint Instant Karma.
yeah, expert now have figured out there's no way we don't know people in common because like I literally have been in the same restaurants he's been in.
We
So
may know each other, so
I yeah, that's the other part is we make
that
so
don't
bell.
say that on
we're
stream.
not going to talk about that. I'm getting okay now. I'm blushing. We're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
Um,
What would you
so
like to talk about?
not that. LMA. I wanted to stop there, little Tish.
One.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, it's there and it's been there for a very long time. So okay, where was I? I got off a little bit.
We were talking about
I
trash.
don't I don't know where
We're
we
talking about
are.
trash.
We're talking about
We were
We're
talking
talking
about
about trash
ASMR
bags.
at some point.
ASMR.
So, what was your? I mean, were there calls that the scenarios you liked better than others, or was it just all kind of the same thing?
I had
Tish asked to go to the porn star again. Okay.
this one.
Did
Wow.
your dad ever say to your mom, say, what are you raised her? It's
Well,
your daughter.
yeah, I really didn't think it was like a car. I was into cars, like really into
Well,
cars. So
there
I
is a
thought it
bunch
was
of
a car
car
place.
lots right
Well,
there.
there is car lot exactly.
There's a Chevy
So,
dealership.
but that wasn't
Take the Chevy
exactly.
to the levee, but the levee was
It was
dry.
dry.
Not at
Yeah,
the Love Shack.
I don't think the
Love Shack.
exactly.
The
Um,
levee's never dry at the Love Shack.
Diane
Oh,
yeah, Diane T said Scott would be
I'm
loving the
done.
show. He's supposed to pop in at some point. My husband's in there dying laughing. He's in the other room, and I can tell there's a delay in what we're saying, but he's dying laughing now.
The
So,
delay's up here in me.
Yeah.
well, it's in both places, I think, at this point. So, White Rabbit, yep, love it. Shaq was never dry. That
Favorite.
you could be the next World Al Yankovic. Just kind of rewrite that lyric and record it. That would be awesome.
We have a Weird Al Yankovic fan around here. Weird Debbie is actually her name. She came
Yeah,
in. Yeah, she
know
came in a
her.
while back and started changing lyrics to like a weird, like well, dirty lyrics. And
Yeah.
I said, "Oh, you're like Weird Al of dirty lyrics." And so she changed her name from Debbie to Weird Debbie. I was like,
There you go.
glad you know I
Got
had
a
that
couple of really
influence.
good questions. Allegra's asking if everybody's still breathing. Group wellness check, and we're still breathing, just maybe a little heavier than when we started out. And Wolfkinder, Grandma, did you ever hear a stranger talking out in public and recognize the voice?
No.
No,
No.
because I would think that that would be weird,
Yeah.
like
Big
the
country.
ultimate
I
weird.
literally had calls from all over the world. Literally all over the
Were
world.
they mostly other countries, or were they mostly here, or was it everywhere?
Mostly the States, but two of my best customers were in Australia. We were talking about them the other night. I said it was Mel's neighbors. But no, I had a couple in England And then the two in Australia, I talked to them for years and years. I really got close with
So
them.
basically, you built up a client base.
Yes, I had a client base. I mean, they would call me all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, I had a lot of them that just like I talked about this the other night too. A truck driver who would call while he was on the road. He was bored, and I would talk for hours and hours with him about just everything, music or whatever, just
Just
whatever.
everything.
Yeah, talking.
Sandra Ramirez, thank you for this super chat. This is not the direction I was expecting to take the stream, but this has been fun. Yes, but I did warn
Yeah.
everybody several times in the beginning we were going on a different turn.
A little
And
different.
then Donna T has a really good question though. All men, or were there women that would call too?
I had three women that called, so
Just three
majority
in 9 years. You had three.
three men. I mean,
Wow.
three women, but so all of them.
I would have thought it would have been more than that.
Mm-mm, no, because women can talk to men for free.
For free. Yeah, exactly. 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 Grandma Matt says hi for Melissa.
Oh, tell him I said hello.
Awesome. Um, so what with Australia? So was there a difference in what the people in different countries would ask for, or was it all kind of
All
the same?
the same. It doesn't matter what language you talk, what part of the country you're in, or the world is all the same.
Instant Karma
Yeah,
said
they
seems
are.
women would be easy.
Yeah, they are.
Well, the women didn't call for sex talk. The women
They
called.
wanted cookie recipes.
they wanted cookie pans and cookie recipes. Oh my god.
Why are you talking about the cookie? What kind of cookie sheets were those?
Peanut butter. Yeah.
Yeah,
What kind of
peanut
cookie
butter.
sheets are those? No joke.
No,
Yeah, it's peanut butter. Peanut butter with the
No,
little
with a
Hershey
Hershey
chocolate.
kiss in the middle.
with the Hershey's
Yeah, they're
Kiss in the
Amish. They're
middle.
Amish.
Yeah.
No, but Grandma said that
Ah,
her ex-husband got her cookie sheets for a present once.
Ex-husband.
ex-husband for clarification there. She said ex really, really quickly.
Yeah, he
So
is an ex because he got me cookie sheets for Christmas. Yeah, don't get your women cookie sheets or vacuum cleaners for Christmas. You can give it to them as a present if you want to on a non-holiday.
yeah, I was having this conversation with a friend of mine who was trying to figure out what to get a girlfriend for
His dog.
Valentine's Day. I'm like, do
Yeah.
not get anything that they need. That's
No,
stupid. Because he's talking about getting a refrigerator. I'm like, no, no,
and
no, 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 no.
after.
The day after's great. The day of,
No,
no, no, no, no, no, no.
no.
Um,
I'm gonna have to go to the store.
Oh, I can smack you through the screen right now.
one of these days we'll be able to do that. The cookies mean something else at this house.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
Diane,
Oh, you want a little cookie?
that's
Ex-
okay.
first
My
come,
dog's worried because I'm laughing so hard. She's like, "What is wrong with you?" Peanut
It's
butter with a
happiness.
kiss.
Mhm.
Of
Yeah,
course.
Yeah.
kiss. Peanut
Better
Yeah.
than
So,
nuts.
kiss. That's right.
yeah, better than nuts. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you don't want to choke or anything.
No.
Dictionary Diva said, "Know your love language."
Yes,
Absolutely.
right.
So 9 years. So what? It's okay.
He wants to.
I
I'm
love it.
sorry.
I have a
I
question.
love it.
I have a question. Look at him.
Mandy's like, I have a question. What are we talking about? Sorry about that, guys. For those that do not know, I have four boxers. I cannot stop them from getting in here because if I try, they're going to break the freaking door down. And with four of them, um,
You wouldn't have any doors.
I don't have a chance. Yeah, 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 yeah. So, yes, if we laugh too much here, the dogs get concerned. Yeah, that happens here too. Um, 9 years. So that seems like a long time.
It is a long time.
So how did things change, or did the calls all stay? That you said you had regulars, and they called you for years.
Hmm. And when I stopped answering the phone and I kind of fell off, I know they were thinking, "Oh my gosh, what happened to her?"
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't say
Um,
goodbye?
Mm-mm.
John D. I
Such a
like.
typical woman.
I knew that was coming. I like
Never
how
say
we
goodbye.
all really mature and can deal with this without laughing. I'm proud of us. Okay. Um,
Yeah.
Instant Karma eating a cutie. I can't really talk. Um, and then John D. Hang on. Go in there. Hang on a second. Sorry.
Is this the one that took the tree outside?
No, this is the
Okay.
one that's just a brat. So,
Oh, Thor or Loki. This is.
Mandy. See,
Oh
they're
man,
all four over here right in this second. Go see your daddy. Go. Go, 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 go. Go.
that's what I
Ah.
say.
Let me
For
I'm
over
their
there.
mom.
laughing so they're concerned, like, what in the world is wrong with you?
You can see I put a blanket over there for him to lay on, but he's over there now.
Yeah, curled over.
He's crying.
Ghosting them, poor guys. Yeah, so breaking hearts.
That's it.
What was your longest running customer? Like, how long did they call?
You mean like on one call
No,
or
just
How
over
many
time.
years?
Like, how many years?
years? I couldn't even tell you. 6 years.
Oh, did any of them ever get married? And be like, hey, I'm getting married tomorrow.
Actually, my truck driver, he had twins, and okay, so he got his girlfriend pregnant, and then they had
He
twins,
didn't know where babies came from.
and then they got married. So that one, and we talked about the wedding, we talked about the babies, we talked about him painting the nursery, we talked about all of that stuff. Yeah, the truck.
Yeah,
Oh, that's so
I worked.
so
crazy.
that's a good question. How many times did it go into, non-sexual adult nature and just conversation? Because,
Most,
I
most
mean, you don't bring up your twins in the middle of a sex conversation, right?
most of the time I had more non-sex, or it would be just like normal. Okay, you get that out
Yeah.
of the way, and now you're talking regular stuff. That
Divinity had a good question. What was your longest call
oh
as
my
far as time frame
god.
goes?
Probably the same guy.
Mm, no, he was always long calls. He was minimum 3 hours, minimum. Um,
3 hours, 2.99 a minute. I'm really good at math in
well,
my
that
head.
that one he wasn't 2.99 a minute. I did $1.99 a minute for him
Ah, okay.
because I knew his calls were going to be really
Be worth the conversation.
so.
Yeah.
And it was easy. We were just chit chatting. It's like talking to your buddy on the phone. I mean, how many times have you been on the phone and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh my gosh, we've been on the phone for 2 hours."
My buddies don't pay me
$2.99 an hour
$120 an
or
hour.
50 bucks a
You were just
minute.
talking to a
Ball
friend,
Storm owes me a lot.
a
Yeah,
friend.
3 hours.
If you were
3 hours.
yeah, you were just
In case anyone is looking, the Eagles are up 13-7.
oh,
So
they're
for the
playing.
bowl.
That's good.
All I watch in the
Yeah.
Super Bowl is the commercials usually because
Hey, let me tell you what. This is a Super Bowl right here. I'd rather be with you two.
That's right.
exactly.
This
Sarah, after 9 years, how much money are we talking about? Like enough to buy a car,
I
buy a
paid.
nice car, house?
My
Yeah,
house is paid for. I'm
yeah.
paid for, bought and paid for.
Volstorm, how many times have you gotten off a long call with a friend, family, and think about how much money you could have made?
I do that.
Every time I talk to him.
I do
Yeah.
that all the time. I'm like, I could have been making some
And Volstorm says that you owe him so much more in charges, bud.
But he has great stories.
The next time expert calls you, Ball, you need to just say the clock's ticking.
The meter's running, the clock's ticking. So, did any of them get kind of, I don't know,
A 1 minute call.
dictionary diva? So, some of them kind of felt like friends. So,
Yes. A
what
lot.
made you decide to shift businesses, I guess, get out of it? Why did you decide to stop?
got I just got tired of it. And I had started the Grandma's House channel, and I am a kid person. I That's just my heart. And
Yeah.
so my kids were older. One was out of the house. One had just graduated high school, not out of the house, but graduated high school. And I'm like, I'm I've got the house. I've got the stuff. I want to slow down, and I just want to be able to do something that I just really enjoy. And that paid the bills. That wasn't something that
I can think after 9 years, even if
boy,
initially it was fun and you enjoyed it, it would get old after a while. I
yeah.
think anyone would get old.
I mean, it was
Um,
was
So
paying.
is that why the Super Bowl party was canceled? Awkward. Okay. Um, yeah, time is money. I would think
What
anything
happened?
would get old after a while.
Yeah, I mean, so like grandma's house, I've slowed that down because I mean, it takes so long for me
Yeah.
to do these books. And I've got a ton of them out there, and they will always be there. That's why I was talking about how they're evergreen, and I've got them
Yeah.
there, and they will always, always be there. And there's always another crop of kids that are coming up that'll be watching that. The one of the little girls that was out there today for my Valentine's Day party, she was talking about she last year was one of the kids who said, "Oh, grandma lives across the street," and the teacher didn't believe them until the parent was like, "Oh yeah, she really does." Well, she said, I walked in and she said, "My teacher was playing you again. And this is another year. So this is the next
Yeah.
year." And that teacher is playing me in that room and she's hearing me. And she said, "And I walked into the library and the library's got you playing." Well,
That
that,
has to be really, really awesome though.
oh, she was like, "I need
Yeah.
a celebrity." And I'm like, "No,
You're like, okay.
just me." But, but that's,
I never
that
had a teacher like you.
Yes, you do. You have a teacher like
You
me.
did, you just didn't know it.
Teacher.
Uh,
Yeah,
I'm
you did, you just didn't know
I
it
don't
probably.
know.
no, no, you didn't know what they were.
I got a lot of yelling at, but not the kind of yelling that I'd
That you
pay
never
for.
deserved, right? You never
Oh, I
deserved it.
didn't do it. I was
No.
grossly
You were always
misrepresented.
falsely accused.
It wasn't me.
It's
Read
Will
amazing.
Kender said reminds me of a reading of reading rainbow.
love reading Rainbow. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's the thing with grandma's house. I've got it set. It's good. This past year, I didn't put many books up. Um, Something that I haven't told any of y'all. So
Yes.
this is something you haven't heard, expert. I don't think. So I was in three car
Something new.
wrecks. Yeah, three car wrecks within 13 months of
Oh
each.
no.
None of them were my fault, and I had three traumatic brain injuries, and I couldn't read books. I couldn't read. I
Mm.
had problems speaking. I still hear myself sometimes. I struggle to get words. I forget.
You would never know that.
Yeah, I
Not
forget.
even for a second.
So when I was reading these books, I didn't realize that sometimes I will say a word and I won't say the whole word, or like I noticed and I knew when I was saying it, I was saying the wrong thing on your stream. Um, but nobody else is really paying attention. It's just me. I know. So,
On
Yeah.
my stream?
but yeah,
Yeah.
I was saying
Have
something.
you heard me?
No, yeah,
I
you're
mean, people have to have like a special interpreter to listen to the stupidity that comes bubbling out of my mouth.
I, I'm I live here. I don't have to have that at all.
I
so
love Tish.
So,
yeah.
um, oh my gosh, so glad you're okay now here. And oh my gosh, I would have never, I would wouldn't. Oh, I can't talk now. I wouldn't have ever known
See?
you're a rock star grandma. Yes, I
Thank
would agree. You would never know.
Yeah, I was reading a book and I was struggling to read this book. And then I listened to it back and I'm like, I was just reading colors and I was like, red, blue, green, orange. And I listened back and it was red, blue, green, orange. And I'm like, what? In my head,
But you in your head, you said orange.
but when I listened
Um,
back, I didn't.
Donna T said, glad you're good now. We're just going to blame it on the third UFO that they shot down today, as far as the internet goes. Which, by the way, if she doesn't mind sharing it with me, I will put a picture up on Twitter later because she actually saw one of them over her house. So that would be really interesting to kind
Did
of
you
see.
catch those on? Oh, you posted. Expert posted.
Yeah, I have to find them
Oh,
on
I
his,
showed
and
him. Yeah,
I'll
but
retweet
yeah.
them on mine.
Yeah,
Um,
Tish has a much better. She's a respectable person. People will actually read what she puts up.
I always read what you put up.
No, you shouldn't.
Yeah, no, for real, it really did because I live in South Carolina and it was headed towards Myrtle Beach and it came over and this is hilarious. They put in our at the the county sheriff's department has a website and they posted don't shoot at it. I swear to God, they really
Well, and I mean, coming over South
Love South
Carolina is kind of
Carolina.
like I kind of like coming over Tennessee. The chances of it, um,
oh,
if
they
you'll
are so funny.
expert, if you can retweet it, I'll grab it and show it here in a second. Um,
I don't
rather
know
than
where it
trying to go through.
is.
Send it to her. It's in the direct messages that I sent you on Discord.
Okay,
Now, could you
I'll
say that
pop it
again
over.
a little slower so I could clip that?
No.
No, but I mean, especially coming over Knoxville and Gatlinburg and good Lord Greenville, Tennessee. I cannot believe that thing didn't get shut down earlier.
Yeah.
Divinity cooking some bomb chicken. I hope I said that
Yes,
right.
it does.
Chicken quesadillas. Listening in the background. Thanks for the entertainment, friends. This is better than any Super Bowl. Oh, you're so sweet.
This is
Divinity's
the
the
best
best.
Super Bowl right here.
We love
It is.
Divinity. We love
Yes.
Divinity. She's like the third or fourth person I think I met in kind of the YouTube realm. And always been so helpful and nice to everybody.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and one of the
Uh,
best at research I've ever met. So
I
that's
was
a
her
like.
130th subscriber.
130th
Yeah.
subscriber.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
John D. Divinity is a babe. Absolutely.
So
We love
y'all
Divinity.
know I lurk a lot. I lurk a lot on everybody's channel, and anytime I see anybody who has a channel, I just go and subscribe
Yeah.
to everybody. So
Yep. Yeah.
so
So,
even if
um,
you don't know I'm there,
yeah, and I have another channel too because sometimes I can't participate in chat because I'm working. So I'll flip over to the other channel and watch through there. So yeah, so let's talk a little bit about what you're going to do next. So you're going to have two channels or one channel? I know you've got Grandma After Dark. What's next in this adventure?
so
Grandma's house. We're kind of leaving. So Grandma, you're a voyeur.
I am. I am. I watch you all.
Yep, and White Rabbit. We love at Divinity. Yes, we do. Agreed.
I watch
Agreed.
you all. So I have Grandma's house. That was my first channel. That's my main one. And then I started a channel that is just music, like spa music, relaxing, calm music, and it's called Positive Minds Today. And so
Okay.
that one is literally just music. I am gonna try and put some like uh hypnotics words over top of it so that you can kind
Oh,
of
we're
listen.
already hypnotized.
Yeah,
Oh, sorry. I said that out loud.
a lot of people.
You did say that out loud, not just in your head.
I heard.
So
So I've
we
got
heard you.
that one. YouTube is really funny with that one. I do own the rights to the music. It's not there's it's just instrumental.
Yeah.
Some of 'em have like rain on top of them or whatever, but so they're really weird with that one. That
YouTube's weird with any music whatsoever. I'm convinced that the right claims on that the
oh,
claimant didn't even put on there.
it's not
So
claims. They just don't want to monetize me because they want the money.
yeah.
So I own the rights. I everything is legal. There's nothing that I can get a strike on.
And
And
all the links are in the description box. To Grandma's channel, Grandma After Dark. Yeah, I'm gonna put them all there. Best thing to do copyrights. Yeah, YouTube can be a pain.
I don't have to that's not the issue with that. They just said it's not different enough.
I got when I first applied for monetization, I got turned down. They said that I was using other people's content, and at the time, now I've kind of pivoted over into more stories, histories, this type of thing. But at the time, it was all my dogs. Literally everything on my channel was my dogs, and they said I was reusing other content, and I'm like, seriously? So,
Dogs.
Hayden Hayden at Aussie Overlord helped me with getting them to understand it. These dogs are in my house. If somebody else has them, we have a different kind of problem. Like they're cheating on me with somebody else because they're literally at my feet all of the time. Gotta go cook. Thanks and great stream. Thanks, Tish, Grandma, and experts mods in the chat. Yes, I have to thank the mods because we had some interesting people in there today saying some things that no one wants to see. Monetize is cash. Yeah, exactly. So you've got that one with the music and more ASMR, and then what else are you gonna do?
All right. So ASMR was my new thing that I'm gonna do, and so I am. I've got everything. I've just got to. Within a week, I'm gonna have stuff on that channel. Um, so we now, I think we had 15, 14 subscribers, something like that. So within
Mhm.
a week, I'm gonna have some stuff on ASMR. So never thought about the after dark thing until
Until
buddy here, the
our
expert.
What happened? I'm
friend,
not looking. What I
No,
do?
no, no.
What I do?
nothing. Go back to sleep.
You just,
Well, I'm trying to get you those links.
I started. You're good. I started kind of chatting and his
Oh yeah.
and grandma's house is on there, and so,
It was
but
so
I was
funny when you were
embarrassed.
talking. I was I was DMing expert. I said I have questions, and he's like, "Ask your questions." I'm like, "Yeah, no, I'm just gonna let you ask my questions for me." 'Cause I was like,
no, you can ask
um,
me questions. So because of that and all of this other stuff, and there's so much, there's so much. I have lived a full life. And so I thought, okay, well, I've got the ASMR stuff, but then I've got this other stuff, and there are things that I can talk about and say with Grandma After Dark. So I decided to go ahead
yes,
and make that an actual channel. So I can do Grandma After Dark, and I thought about reading some stories that are more of the adult humor and do it in ASMR voice and put that on Grandma's house.
I'm sharing your
Oh, yeah.
balloon now, which I think is just totally awesome.
I was
Um,
I was trying to order Chinese food, and then they shot the booger down. But you can show
yeah,
the actual pictures. I have actual pictures of it going
Yeah.
hang on, I'm trying to
Yeah, she
get
sent me
to
the
them.
3 actual pictures, and then I saw that one, and I just fell over. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's great!
Yeah, hang on, I'm grabbing the
That's
actual
great!"
picture. Yeah, because
so mad I never got my Chinese food. They shut that booger down before it got to me. I was
it's like,
so
come on now.
like, dude,
So
man, Uber Eats sucks. But you know, the
yeah,
Chinese
this is it's
food,
I can't blow it up on this one, but this
that's
is she actually got the picture of it.
the one that you can see the satellite dish in the corner.
Yeah, I'm about to look. I'm
That's
about to pull that one
clear.
up.
It's a clear picture, but it's so small. But yeah, it really did come over. I was
I
like,
mean, like I said, I'm still shocked it made it
parody.
anywhere. Over
Yeah,
the Carolinas,
I
over
mean,
Knoxville.
it's tiny. It's no, it's to the left. It's so little on that screen.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
That's why I had to
Yeah.
zoom. I had to zoom in after I
I
took.
can't believe you saw it.
Um,
Yeah, it was cool.
Diane Loftus, yes, she did create that last one there. That was not real. And then Ballstorm says duck sauce everywhere. Yeah.
I was
I was talking to who was it? I can't remember some point today. It's almost like have you ever seen that movie Wag the Dog? It's an old movie where
It
the
was a book.
government was in trouble, so they created a war and they did it on a sound stage and all that stuff. I kind of wonder if
oh,
we're
I think I did see that movie.
yeah, I kind of wonder if we're so messed up that they're just kind of like finding something scary to unite everybody before we kind of blow each other up. Allegra said it's amazing you saw it and got that pic, yeah.
Yeah,
And balloons higher than jets go.
yeah.
Yep. And
It
yes,
was
I've seen
small.
that.
It was small. But it was definite. You knew. I mean, and the picture doesn't do it justice. I could see it better than that picture.
Sure,
It
sure.
was it was really cool because I looked out and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to see it." And I was like, "Oh my god,
It's right there. Yeah.
I
don't
mean,
shoot,
It's,
don't shoot!"
I would be
like
like,
I
you
would feel
can't
like I would
land
feel
unless you're
violated.
going to pay me $50 a minute. So you have to stay
Yeah,
where you are.
I would
Color.
feel violated.
That's why I said I think they were trying to get a sneak peek so they didn't have to buy my loofah. They didn't want to pay for that that loofah.
I don't want to pay for it. So you're gonna do you got more coming, obviously. So we're excited.
Oh.
I'm gonna do Grandma After Dark and the ASMR. They're gonna kind of piggyback each other, kind of thing. So, but none
Oh,
of the
so
naughtiness on the ASMR. The naughtiness will be over
only
on.
Grandma's After Dark. Yeah,
hold on, I
yeah,
missed that. So you're actually doing a Grandma After Dark channel?
I
yeah,
am. I've
yeah,
Oh,
already got it.
awesome.
I got it
yeah.
set.
She's gonna start streaming too with it.
Nothing on it. There's zero. Nothing.
There's nothing
Are
there.
now are you
Um,
gonna read?
yeah.
Are you gonna read the books?
I'm gonna read the books. The
$25 loofahs for everyone.
yes.
What's the loofah story for
Okay.
those that didn't hear it?
I was trying to find out different ways these girls were making money, and so they have cam girls, and so I was like, okay, now I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing.
Yeah.
That. But I went on there.
Why not?
No. So you can listen to me. That's it.
Yeah, you can listen, but you can't see and you cannot touch.
No,
Sorry.
that's it. We'll
That's the
see.
story of my life.
You can look.
That's right. You can't
Yeah.
afford to touch. It's cost
Can't
too
afford.
Can't touch.
cost too much.
What is it? You
Story
can
of my
look at the
life.
menu. You can look at the menu. That's as far as you get to
Y'all
go.
can't afford it. So anyway, I was
You have to
looking.
sit on your hands if you're gonna be in here.
That's
Sorry.
right.
Yeah, that's right. Sit on your hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the cam girls, they do all different things, and they had these wheels they were spinning, and you get tickets, and then you can get, you pay for a ticket, and you pay for different things, and so this one girl, they would do showers, and you would just watch them in the shower. Okay, now that was a normal thing.
Yeah.
But that was something that a lot of
That
them.
was something that a lot of them did. Yeah.
But this one girl was racking it up, and I'm like, what is she doing that's different than these other girls? And so that's my business mind. That's what I
Yeah. Yeah.
don't care about the girl taking a shower. I've seen that. I don't care. I wanted to know, what is she doing that's different?
To get the money.
That
Yeah.
money. And she had these like the net loofah spongy things,
Mm-hmm.
and she had them in all different colors, and they would pay her to get a loofah, and she would use it, and then she's like, okay, I'm gonna send this to
And
you.
he sent it to him and probably got him on Amazon in bulk for like
Uh,
80 for $10 or something like that.
cheap. They're really cheap.
Yeah, they're cheap.
You can get them for like $1 at Walmart.
Or the
So
Dollar Tree.
yeah, well, that's a
You
dollar.
get a bunch of 'em at the Dollar Tree. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sure she got a whole bunch of them in all different colors, and just put them in soapy water so they smelled like they'd been in the shower, and then
You
put
gotta
them in
get the perfume soap.
yeah,
Like the
there you
real
go. Really
the vanilla scent.
vanilla scent, any
Yeah,
scent.
the
It always
vanilla
smells like
scent.
vanilla in the clubs.
Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
the
Isn't it funny though that it smells like vanilla in the clubs, but if you want to sell a house, you also want to make it smell like vanillas.
cookies. Gotta make
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, have you smelled
Instant
that stuff? Do
Karma.
you know what that does to us guys?
Uh-huh.
It is
Instant Karma said I
ridiculous.
see the doggies. Yeah, they're running around playing.
Is that what
With
you
her
got?
saying that, I was looking on screen to see if there was something I missed.
Yeah,
Vanilla.
soap smells like vanilla.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
she probably just soaked a bunch of them. Dried them off, put them in a Ziploc bag, and sent it
And
to.
just send them. Yeah,
Oh,
she probably had what, maybe
same.
$5 and the whole thing tops with the shipping.
Yeah.
That's insane.
She probably sold them for $25.
Storm says only in the VIP room. And then Instant Karma says the wheels are spinning. Okay. You have a request from a fan as well. Haley Mouse is saying we need to hear you say, "Do you like that?" in your best phone voice.
Do you like that?
Jeez. I closed my eyes. I made a mistake. I can't stand up now.
Expert
Turn
heads
my-
up, we can see your screen and your glass reflection. Don't clink anything you don't want seen on the big screen TV. Okay. Good advice there, Allegra.
She's laughing.
And then I'm sorry, my husband's dying again. And then a cocoa nut. Yeah, that would be a good scent as well. And then Instant Karma says, yeah, that's absolutely smart. So yeah, I mean,
Yes.
whoops, sorry. Haley Mouse said, worth 50 a minute. I would agree with that. And then Ballstorm says, well, time for expert to go.
He can't stand up now.
No,
Gotta sit
he's
there a minute.
he's gonna have to stay there for a second, or
I,
two, or
I
three, or
I have
four.
a question, real quick, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And it's more of an observation. You said something, Grandma, just a second ago, and you said that's how your mind works. And I think it was Instant Karma said wheels spinning around, and that reminded me because you said your business mind, you're always thinking, and it's always going forward, and it's like with the Grandma
Yep.
After Dark now, and then ASMR. That is as much fun as I've had tonight. I had the other night. I hope to have in the future.
This
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
what I love is that you have a message that a lot of people I think are missing, and it's that business message. You are
Mm-hmm.
taking. I mean, you got the American flag back there. You're taking the American ideal, the dream of your self worth. You have something special, a talent, and you're capitalizing on it.
Yeah.
And nobody's being hurt.
No.
You're doing it's safe. It's fun and it makes people happy. And it's really cool when you think about your business mind
Mm-hmm.
is probably your greatest. Well, I know it is. It's your greatest strength, and maybe your most beautiful asset as well.
I've had to learn. I've had my own company. I had my own auction firm. I've done a lot of things. I've worked for other people. I've been in um, just customer service forever. I've had some hard jobs. I mean, I've been working since I was 12
Yeah.
and that babysitting and getting paid in candy, you know, and just I was always trying, okay, what do I was a nanny. I was a nanny for 10 years. And I mean, I've done a lot of
Well,
things.
wait a second. We didn't hear this.
But what, that I was a nanny?
You were a
What?
nanny for 10 years.
I was a
Mm-hmm.
nanny for 10 years. I mean, children have always been the the center of my world. Um, so children are first. All this other stuff, the phone sex and all that, that pays the bills. And I taught my children because they were 3 and 6 when I got divorced. So through all of that, I had to figure out, how am I going to pay the bills? How am I going to put food on the table? How am I going to give them braces and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Because my child support check was, that big. He don't pay for
Yeah.
nothing. So
Yeah.
now he has to pay because they're like, Mom, I'm like, don't ask me.
Don't ask me. I've already been there, done that. Check mark.
You're
Go
a,
over somewhere else.
I told them
Yeah.
after they were the age of 18, I didn't have to feed them anymore. The law
Like,
doesn't
nope,
ask
nope.
me.
Ballstorm said, well, of course she was a nanny.
Yeah, I was
Of course.
funny, but I mean, I've done a lot of things and I've learned a lot through all
Well, it
that.
kind of strikes me you're not afraid to try, right?
Oh, I've failed
So,
a lot of stuff.
Kind of
you
girl I
know,
like.
it's that afraid to try thing. And like you said, you bet your son you could do well on YouTube, but I mean,
I had
the
no clue.
I
Nothing.
mean,
Figure it
you
out.
it doesn't hurt to try, and I think that's a big thing,
The
right?
biggest thing I can say for YouTube, if you want to start a YouTube channel, the number one thing is, don't do something because you want to make money at it. It's
No.
not going to be like that. You're not going to start a YouTube channel and start making money. These other channels that I'm starting, if if like I did the music one, it's been out there. I could be making money at it, but YouTube said no. Okay. So I was like, I've got some stuff on there. I listen to it all the time. Other people what listen to it. I think I have 3,000 subscribers or
Well, and if you do, let's say, hit and then go viral, because we've seen people do that, it's not sustainable
right. I mean, I've
because
got plenty of music I
yeah,
could put on there because I own a lot of it.
yeah,
I just buy package. I'd get it all and then I'll stick it out there. But since YouTube said no, I'm like, okay, well, let's move on to something else while this
Yeah.
one's hanging out there. And if they ever decide to monetize me, then I'll put some more stuff out there. But I'm not wasting my time. So now,
Hey Tish, been listening from the beginning. This is it. Definitely been a different stream that we thought it was going to be like. Yes,
Hopefully,
definitely.
good one.
different person,
Good one, yeah.
I'm out
Yeah,
there.
because I want to be able to come back. I like it here.
You can come back anytime you want to, my dear.
Here.
But yeah, just the you try thing that's the thing about YouTube that I think people don't completely understand is it's a lot. It's work. It's fun, but it's also work. And you have to do it because you like communicating with people and
You
you want
have
to
to
bring. I
like
mean,
it.
if I can make somebody not think about something that's not perfect in their lives for a minute, then that's awesome.
That's good.
Because I've had a lot of creators to do the same thing for me.
Yeah.
Allegra said that's the way to do it. So you're not overwhelmed and enjoying what you do. Your
Mhm.
creativity and productivity is admired, Grandma. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Instant Karma says awesome stream, and you better come back. Yes, you have an open invitation to come whenever you
Uh,
would like. And cheers to that at the expert. Yeah, hopefully we can kind of inspire some other people too. Because I was inspired initially by Cool Frog because I was on like you kind of a lot of different channels at different points, and he was like, "Why don't you do your own thing?" And I'm like, "I don't, I don't think I can do that." And he's like, "Yeah, you can do it." So just the push to try. Oh, Julie, you're
mm,
so sweet. Dish is always fun. I try, like I said. Good thing karma coming your way. Yeah, you have to do it because you want to make a difference with people, and
Right.
you will meet friends that are absolutely awesome, and then you will meet people that you think are awesome, and then they show you that they're not.
Right.
And just I get some very, let's just call them weird and different comments. Sometimes you just gotta have to blow
Right.
that off and realize that they're giving somebody else a break.
That's what
So yeah,
best
we need to
show.
work on that.
We were talking about
yeah.
that the other night about your voice. Okay, so the expert said that the one of his first comments is, "Oh, your voice, you're horrible." Rah, rah, rah." Okay, so before, you can't leave comments on children's pages anymore on children channels. There are
Right.
no comments. But before they took that down, I used to get horrible comments all the time about
Hmm.
how horrible my voice was and how they didn't like the story or whatever. Okay, I don't care. Now,
Move on to something else.
it was a child.
Um,
I took those comments down, but you cannot let anybody say anything negative to you. Who cares? You're not doing it because of this person and their thoughts. You're doing it because it brings you joy and happiness. I said
um,
always preach joy. If it doesn't bring you joy, then don't do it. And if
it's not worth it. Yeah,
something,
Cat Ninja said, member for 2 months. Thank you for that. Another great panel starring Tish in Tennessee. Haley Mouse said, last week I thought of a topless tarot channel. Now I'm thinking of tech sex. You guys give me so
What?
many career
Topless
yeah.
Tarot. Where's this?
Topless.
Is
I try to
is
say
that
that
on
20
Rumble?
times. Topless tarot channel.
At
And now I'm
at
thinking of
Rumble?
text sex. You guys give me so much career ideas. And then Wolfkinder
you can
said, oh, I just lost it.
both of those.
Great screen. Yeah. Instant karma. Yeah, Scott, something must have happened. Sometimes Sundays he's other places, so no big deal. But I know he is listening
I hope
somewhere.
I didn't
Yeah.
scare him off.
That'd
No,
be cool.
trust
You
me,
did.
nothing scares him off. You're fine. But the other thing is if you stop because of one bad comment or I'm gonna even say a threat, because I'm pretty I know a lot of people don't use their own names, that's fine, or don't are pretty guarded about their information. I'm a little more open because I'm easy to find if you really wanted to find me anyway. But if you let that one person keep you from doing something, then think about all the times, you know,
Hmm.
that uh, that if expert has stopped, think about all the people laughing and having a good time that would not have that if you quit. So that's the other thing to kind of take in advantage. White Rabbit, yep. Um, a comment and is interaction and a view. Just say thanks for watching. Yeah, I had someone call me, and what was it? Call me a liar or stupid, and I said, well, thank you for your feedback. I'm neither, and it
That's
was
awesome.
questioning a statistic I gave because in Tennessee, in the area that the Bell Witch is in, the county, The average
Adams.
male lived in between 40 and 50 years old. That's not the country, that's not the world. This was a very hard farming area.
Oh,
And she said, "You're either stupid or lying." I said, "I'm neither. Here's the actuary table for Adam
Well,
C in that year. Thanks for your feedback." So it's one of those things where,
I
it's
am.
like, dude, this a farmer was a hard life then, right? So
Real
oh,
you
hard.
just kind of you just kind of go out. Yeah, getting close to halftime show. I hope no aliens get Rihanna. That is
what
a
if
good thing. Yeah,
Rihanna is
Adams,
an
Oh,
alien?
Tennessee.
I would watch that.
Rihanna is an alien. Yeah, Adams, Tennessee. For those of you that it's near Springfield, about 40 minutes out of Nashville. So we'll talk about that.
Springfield's
White
where they're
Rabbit, I
at.
would love for you and I to have a conversation about it with expert at some point. So
We have a
we're getting
trip
close to the
planned for that
halftime
one.
show. I promised some people we would try to end pretty close. So, Grandma, what's your a next immediate project? So, if someone wants to see you, what do you have coming up?
The ASMR.
ASMR. Okay,
And this week I'm going to post 2 books on Grandma After Dark. It's 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 naughty. It's humor.
it's
It's
fun.
funny. It's funny adult. A funny adult book, and I'm going to read it in an ASMR voice.
That's going to be so awesome.
It's
I love
funny.
it.
It's hard, and I read it, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is so funny! I love it."
So, expert, what else do you have coming up? You are always somewhere. So, what
Oh
you
no,
got?
I just got choked up listening to that.
I sent you a message. So
I know.
my offer is if you want to play it on Tuesday before I post it on my channel, you can do
Is
that.
Tuesday's Thanksgiving or Valentine's, right?
Valentine's.
Valentine's Day.
You
That
can
would be actually
Yeah,
a
somebody else
perfect
asked me about
toast.
Valentine's, and I was like, because Tuesday usually we do trivia,
right.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they'll probably get canceled for something fun. The Lonely Hearts Club on Valentine's.
There you
Um,
go.
I knew you had
but
talked about that, and so I didn't know what you were gonna do. So that's why I was like, if you want to play those books, I've got one already done. I've got the other one that I was messing around with.
well, there you go. Now you know what we're
That's
doing.
what's happening on
What's the next
Tuesday.
thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
that's what's happening
You
Tuesday.
go find me at the at underscore. No wait, hold on. What am I at the underscore expert? Something like that.
At
I don't
the
know.
underscore. It's in the description. Haley Mouse, I've
It's
actually got a
somewhere.
card ready on time for my husband. Yeah, we actually went to go eat earlier today because I will not go out on Valentine's Day because it's too no.
White Rabbit and I
Um,
quit doing cards a couple years ago. Like no birthday cards, well, no Valentine, all stuff. Because we looked at the price of a card and it's $7.
yeah, but
It was.
look,
I
look,
was
look,
like,
look behind me. So see these two boxes behind
yeah.
me? Those are full of cards that my husband got me from when we started dating
I used to
that
get her
have
cards.
messages in it. So sometimes I just go back and read them. And if someone doesn't think a card is enough, those are literally I've got two more boxes just as full.
You know what White Rabbit told me to do is
Hmm.
to write it out on a piece of paper and then give her
Yeah.
a $5 bill.
I love that.
So how much would that make it be a minute? Does it take you more than a minute to write? I'm kidding. I couldn't help it.
I
But
love.
those type of things are the things that
It
really
takes me
matter because
longer than a
everything
minute
else
to
gets
write.
forgotten.
I used to tell my children we would go to the card section and I'd just pull one out, go read this, and they'd read it, and I go, okay, that's your card, and put it back.
Here's your card and put it back. But no, I look at those. I mean, it's I pull them out every now and then and pull it out with my kids, and it's kind of fun. But it's what he's written in it. It's not the card itself.
My
For me, now that I have a computer that I can actually edit on without it crashing on me, thank you,
We're gonna have to
expert, for
talk, aren't
your.
we?
We are going to have to talk. Yes.
Yeah.
Friday we are going to do Friday throwback on Rumble on my channel. Guys, I'm going to ask you for grace ahead of time. I have not done a live in Rumble before. Scott's pushing me out of my comfort zone, so we're doing it on your channel. So we're going to do that. And of course, next Sunday, I will be back at 5 Central, hopefully with some friends. Vicky T, if you're listening, and I'm sure you are, I hope everything's going well with the puppy because I can't wait to hear it. Wolf Kinder said, find a Dollar Tree. Yeah, Dollar Trees are great places
Oh,
for.
yeah. Vicky got the Dalmatians, right?
She got the. No, wasn't it a Leopard Doodle?
Who got? Someone just sent me a thing. Oh gosh, I'm a horrible
That
person.
it wasn't a Dalmatian, but Vicky T got. She's been on her way to get a puppy today.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just getting
What's
me,
that?
baby.
Somebody got Dalmatians on
Divinity
this.
said, "Thank you for the stream." Yep, Divinity
And Divinity and I
expert.
were doing a paranormal stream. Is that tomorrow, Div?
It's the 14th,
I
isn't it?
love the paranormal
13th?
stuff.
12th.
Love it.
I think that is tomorrow.
So that's a,
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
that
know.
is
Whenever
tomorrow.
the 13th is. You can tell I can't tell. I can't tell time. Time's not
Yeah,
real.
Divinity, can you respond if you can with what? Oh, the
Tomorrow, the
13th.
13th.
It's
Okay.
tomorrow, the 13th. Okay,
All
we
right,
need to make
awesome.
sure that we remind Expert he has the one with the big. I'm
And
looking
we were
forward to that
supposed to do
one.
that on her channel, but there was problems with
Yeah,
it today. We found out, so
yeah.
we'll
And
get that
she's
taken
got an
care of.
open invitation here. I actually think a lot of that stuff is really interesting, especially since I'm one of the wackadoos that fall into the Mandela effect, where I actually remember things that
Oh
never
yeah.
happened. And I like literally remember them as if any memory. And I don't know why, but I do. So everyone,
How do you spell Febreze? Sorry, I'll stop talking now.
FABREZZ. Easy.
I don't know. Look it up because
I don't know.
whatever it is, it's
But
wrong.
like
I just
I
learned that the other
remembered
day.
Billy
Everybody's wrong.
Graham dying way before he did, and it's so weird that other people have the um same memories I do, but they're not real. It's the strangest feeling in the world sometimes. Expert, someone did mention fostering Dalmatians.
Yes. Yes.
So and somebody's
I have
asking about the
pictures somewhere.
time. 10 p.m. Eastern time. That is 9 p.m. Central. And I'm sorry, I don't remember Pacific. I want to say that's 6 or 7
7.
Pacific. 7 Pacific time.
Mountain time's not
So
real. It doesn't exist.
it does in Cool Frog's world.
No, it
So
doesn't. Does Cool Frog exist?
he does. I've seen him. So yes, he exists.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They say Australia is a real place too.
It's not.
That's true.
It,
But
it's
Australia is just
2
somewhere.
callers. If I got
She's
callers,
like, I got callers from Australia, so I know that Australia is absolutely real. All right, Expert, Grandma, if you guys will hang out. Thank you so much for coming on. This has been
Love you
so much
guys.
fun. Want to have you guys on again.
It's great.
Again,
You
this
got a
is
great
Tish in
chat. I love them.
Tennessee. Thank you, and we will talk to you guys next week.
Bye.
Thanks.